We'll be doing US 321. So I didn't do it yesterday, so I'm now going to do it today. So US 321 is from Hardeeville, South Carolina, way up to Loudoun County, Tennessee, when we leave Lenoir City. So let's do it. Okay, US 321 is from Hardeeville, Fairfax, Denmark, Columbia, Winnsboro, Chester, heads up to North Carolina, to Lincolnton, Hickory, Lenoir, Boone, head up to Tennessee, to Elizabethton, Johnson City, Jonesboro, Greenville, Newport, heads up to Gatlinburg, Pigeon Forge, Townsend, Maryville, Lenoir City, and then ends on I-40. We're on US 17, so US 321 will begin over there somewhere. And it's time for Augusta. What? US 321 does not go to Augusta. We are now officially on US 321 in South Carolina of Hardeeville. SC dot, good job. US 601 says for Augusta 95, Hampton 24, we're at Eastville for 16 miles. I'd rather see Columbia, South Carolina. We're meeting US 278 for Augusta and Allendale. So we're signed for Orangeburg and Columbia for US 321. US 301 is now joining us with US 321. And now US 301 is leaving us with US 321. So 321 will head into Columbia. We are meeting US 78. 78 will take you to Charleston, South Carolina. And one for Atlanta, Georgia. We are meeting US 178. That's another US 78's children. We are joining US 176. So that's US 76's children of US 76. We have 276 and 76 itself for US 76. Here's Interstate 77 North, the beginning, where it's going to Charlotte, North Carolina, and we're signed for Charleston and Spartanburg. This should have been Asheville, North Carolina. And now we're meeting Interstate 26. It is signed for Spartanburg. This should have been Asheville, North Carolina. And it says Charleston, South Carolina, where Interstate 26 will end with US 52 and US 78. So I'll do US 78 until June. I will not do it on June 1st through the 5th, because I'll be offline. Oh yeah, we're on US 21, so we're about to meet US 76 for no reason. 378 is part of Columbia, so we're about to avoid Columbia, because we're going to skip downtown. US 321 is leaving US 21. It is signed for Ridgeway and Charlotte, North Carolina. We're signed for Winnsboro and Chester. And Interstate 20 is signed for Augusta. This should have been Atlanta, Georgia. And why are we signed for Florence, South Carolina? Okay, I never heard of that town before. Florence is one of the Interstate 95, and Interstate 20 ends in Florence. So US 52 goes there. Yeah, so Florence. And we are now entering the North Carolina with US 321. What are we getting for US 321 in North Carolina? We are in Gastonia. We are meeting US 74 and US 29 in Gastonia. So we're about to get Lincolnton for US 321. Here's Interstate 85. That will take you into downtown Charlotte. And this is signed for Spartanburg. This should have been Atlanta, Georgia, not Spartanburg and Greenville. This should have been Atlanta, Georgia. Skipping Lincolnton, we are signed through I-40 for Asheville. Why Statesville? This should have been Winston-Salem, not Statesville. Please put Winston-Salem instead of Statesville. Statesville is not a great town for Interstate 40 for Statesville, North Carolina. US 70 is signed for Lenoir, and US 321 is also signed for Lenoir, and US 70 is for Hickory. We are meeting US 64. It is signed for Wilkesboro. We're signed for Boone. We are joining US 221 in Boone. So we're about to meet US 421 eventually. We are joining US 421. US 421 will go into Bristol, and we're about to go to Elizabethton. I'd rather see Johnson City for US 321. We are splitting off with US 421. This will take you into Bristol, and then 321 will take you into Elizabethton. This should have been Johnson City. Oh, welcome to Tennessee. So we're about to head into Johnson City. So, whoops, it's Johnson County. Whoops. And Elizabethton we're about to head into. Oh no, we're beating US 19E for Roan Mountain, and we're going to Elizabethton with US 19E. Why are we getting 19E and W? I would rather see A and B. Why are we doing this, T-Dot? Okay, good thing we're signed for Johnson City with US 321. And now US 19E is signed for Bristol. That's where US 421 will go. That is the correct choice. Here's Interstate 26. We're meeting again for Kingsport and Asheville. And there's US 23. We're meeting on I-26 and US 19W. Why are we getting 19W? This should have been B. T-Dot. Why are we putting E and W for US highways? We are meeting US 11E for Greenville. So we're leaving Jonesboro. Here we are in Jonesboro. This is the first town in Tennessee. So we're about to head into Greenville. We are splitting off with US 11E. So 11E will take you into Morristown. So US 321 will head into Newport. We are meeting US 25 and US 70 again. So US 70 is turning right with US 321 and US 25. And we are splitting off with US 25 and US 70, so US 321 will go into Gatlinburg. We are meeting Interstate 40 again. It's signed for Knoxville this time. And we're signed for Asheville for Interstate 40. So we're about to head into Gatlinburg. We are meeting US 441. It is signed for Pigeon Forge. So US 441 will head into Cherokee, North Carolina. So we're in downtown Gatlinburg. We are splitting off with US 441, and we are signed for Townsend. This should have been Maryville, Tennessee, not Townsend. So US 321 is splitting off with US 441 in Pigeon Forge. So 441 will head into Sevierville to Knoxville. Here we are in Wares Valley. So we're about to head into Townsend, but it should have been Maryville. Sign Maryville. And we are seeing the River Rat, so we're about to turn right on US 321 for Maryville. So we're leaving Townsend. And there's US 411. I will do US 411 another day for US 411. We are splitting off with US 411, so US 321 will head into Lenoir City. We are meeting US 129. That will take you into Knoxville. And it's getting signed for Atlanta, but it would be Murphy, North Carolina. And we are officially crossing to the Tennessee River. So we're in Lenoir City in Loudoun County. We're meeting US 11. US 11 will go into Cleveland, not Sweetwater. Cleveland, Tennessee with US 64. US 11 will go into downtown Knoxville. It's signed for Knoxville. That is a great choice. We're meeting Interstate 75. North is signed for Knoxville, Tennessee. And south is signed for Chattanooga. And it says to Interstate 40. So we're about to end on Interstate 40 with US 321. We are meeting US 70 for the last time with US 321. It says to Interstate 40 with US 321. We are meeting Interstate 40 for Nashville, Tennessee, and it's signed for Knoxville to Interstate 75. And US 321 ends. So we're about to head to Oak Ridge with Tennessee 95. So that is it for US 321. Later today, we will do US 341 in the evening. So see you next time, and goodbye.